Well, hello.
I
Oh,
am.
well, hello, Mr. 3.5 stars and a like.
Oh, are you talking about Happy Gilmore
Who
2? That
fucking called it?
you
If
did.
y'all remember in the last episode, I feel like I predicted Mr. Carr's letterbox rating for the Netflix release of Happy Gilmore 2.
Which was, like you said, 3.5 stars and a heart.
I don't miss!
You do not, sir. It was a
That
good
was a good.
movie.
That was a good prediction.
It was.
It lived up to the hype, Alex.
I thought so. Although I am pissed because in the first 5 minutes, apparently a golf ball is enough to kill.
Spoiler. All right, continue.
Apparently, but yeah, apparently a golf ball is enough to kill a person.
I mean,
I
I
it
guess
depends
really
on how
any.
fast it goes and the place where it hits you, and
It hit her in the forehead.
that's where the brain is.
Oh, true.
I would say that or the brain stem. I feel like could be really bad.
But I'm like, really? A golf ball kills his fucking wife?
Whoa, spoilers. It's not been the first 2 minutes. Anyway, it's the first 5 minutes of that movie.
Well, no,
so
they did the thing that they did in the first movie with his dad getting hit in the hockey puck. But it
a
was
hockey puck makes sense, but a golf ball?
I know. Like, come on. And she didn't even move out of the way. It just hit her in the head. I just thought it was stupid because she over-promoted that movie to no end.
Kind of funny in retrospect, though.
Because, like Zach was saying, she promoted it on, like, every major talk show.
Yeah,
Well,
she
then-
did. That's why
then it's
my
kinda
mom was
funny.
telling me about that.
It's kind of funny. You over promote it, you think they're going to be in it for that long. Then it turns out, oh, they die in the first 5 minutes. It's kind of funny.
But she does show up throughout the movie. It's just,
Oh, okay. Like a visage, like someone thinking of the past, right?
He's
Well,
like Obi-Wan.
Well, you know how in the first movie he has those happy place scenes?
Oh, okay.
Throughout the movie, yeah.
I gotcha. All right.
And Ben Stiller comes back as his nursing home dickhead character.
Were there too many? How were the cameos?
They were kind of they were funny at first, but then they got like really stupid.
Yeah,
That's the
that could
movie.
happen.
Oh, and this movie also has a Stop and Shop in it.
You're
Of
like, look,
course.
it's a Stop and Shop.
That's true. And it showed Happy Gilmore working in it.
You know what I'll do? I drive past the Stop and Shop with the radio on.
Yeah.
Oh, that song. But yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 wasn't bad. I liked it. I don't.
Do you think it should have gone to theaters?
Yes.
They would have
I
made
do.
bank, but because they insist on not putting their movies in theaters and like to consistently lose money and then don't release exact numbers on how many people watch it, I have no
But the
idea how they make
problem
money
is
besides
too
subscription.
is it would have lost money to Fantastic Four if it went to theaters.
Doesn't matter. They would have gotten money from it anyway.
I still would have made probably. I don't know, Matt. Like
Probably would
I
have made
think
a good profit.
I probably would have made 40 or 50. I think against Fantastic Four, I would think it would have at least made between 40
It
and
would have
50
at least
million.
been second
Opening
biggest
weekend.
film of the weekend.
I just say that because it came out the same weekend as that.
But like they always say, would have been good counter programming, I guess, comedy. But it's like Disney should have released Hocus Pocus 2 in theaters. I don't know why they didn't do that either.
Yeah,
Would have made bank with that.
I mean, Freaky Year Friday's doing pretty good, but they wouldn't have known that.
Right.
But what is it with? Okay, segueing from that, what is it with Disney promoting Walgreens? Because they do it in Hocus Pocus 2, and then they just did it now in
Oh
Freaky
yeah,
Year
that's
Friday.
right. Yeah, because you and I saw that on the same day, but we didn't see it together.
Let's look into this. Let's look into it.
Oh
All
my
right.
jeez. Walgreens and
Walgreens,
So does
Disney.
American
Walgreens have
Pharmacy.
like?
Hold on. It's not I'm not saying anything yet, but I want to make sure there isn't like a connection or anything, you know?
I was gonna say, is the Walgreens
Um
CEO sleeping with Bob Iger?
Unless it's just more like self promoting, just like
unless Bob Iger is gay. Is Bob Iger gay?
no, I don't think.
Yeah, because the CEO of Walgreens is a guy. So
Oh,
I'd be like, "Oh, well, I guess he's gay."
I mean, I
but
don't think so, but
both movies have boomers in them. That's the other thing.
Now I need to know, is Bob Iger gay?
But the other thing is they gave Jamie Lee Curtis like giant tits. Thinking we wouldn't notice.
I didn't notice. But I guess in retrospect,
Oh,
Okay.
and Matt, you'll like this little fact. This is Lindsay Lohan's first movie in theaters in almost 20 years.
So Bob Iger is married, but that doesn't mean he's not gay. So I'm gonna keep looking.
But yes, this is Lindsay Lohan's first movie in theaters in almost 20 years.
that's good because she didn't deserve to be canceled or whatever you call it. Not in things. Because she didn't really, I mean, she had reckless behavior, but she didn't like do anything that harmed other people or herself that much.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so I'm glad she has had a comeback, and Jamie Lee Curtis has won an Oscar since that. So,
That's true.
but yeah, I liked Freakier Friday. I also saw.
Apparently
Oh,
Walgreens has a thing on the Disney Wiki. It's got its own page on the Disney Wiki, but it just references its appearance in Hocus Pocus 2. So I don't know what that was
if they
about.
have like, I wonder if they have like exclusive Disney stuff at Walgreens.
They probably do.
Okay, I don't know if there's like a connection between that and
Hmm.
that, but apparently it's because there's a Walgreens in Salem. Um, I'd have to check that out. I'm not
Yeah, but
And
certain.
then
there's
what?
Walgreens like every town in Massachusetts, so well, almost.
And then I mean Walgreens because it was a scene where she was like being a boomer. I guess I don't know.
I don't know why I brought this up, but I just thought it was kind of random.
Another movie I saw today actually was Weapons. I really liked that movie.
I
It
mean,
was oh, go ahead.
Matt and I haven't seen it yet, so be very brief with
Oh, don't worry, I will. Yeah, I enjoyed it. All I'll say is I liked the different perspectives of the movie, and it definitely changes genres a bunch of times, and I'll just say that. But it was creepy, it was suspenseful, it was actually funny in parts. I th- enjoyed I enjoyed seeing that another original horror movie do very well in theaters. I mean, I didn't like it as much as Sinners, but I still thought it was a good movie, and the actors were good in it, and all that. And it's weird now that I saw yesterday actually that there's actually been like a hoax where they have 17 kids disappeared in Virginia. school, I think, and that's like becoming like a hoax online because of the movie. I just hate when that happens.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like some hoax going on and it has to do with the movie, but it's not real. The police said, please stop reposting and stop asking us about this because it's not real.
It's
But
not.
anyway,
It's
yeah.
it's fake news.
hmm So yeah, it was real. It was an enjoyable movie. And just to our viewers, hope you're enjoying the end of your summer. I know this episode will probably come out towards probably when summer's about to end, but yeah,
Get
there's
the
still some
fuck
good.
back in school.
I know, including me working in a school, but
You need to get off your phones and stop using AI and sit down and fucking learn. Get learnt.
there
Okay?
you go.
All right? Back in my day, I'm sounding like a boomer. You're going to call me Unk or some shit. I don't care. All right? Back in my day, we didn't need AI to cheat. We cheated the old fashioned way. No, just kidding. Oh, I didn't cheat. Except that one
Well,
time where I tried to, but then I was caught. Oops.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that.
was
I
it?
was
Let's
right.
see.
I was writing on my hand. This was way back in middle school.
Oh, middle school.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody
oh
cheated
no.
off of me. Somebody cheated off of me once, and the teacher thought I was the one that cheated, and I wasn't. So then I had to like talk to them after class, and
I was a little
the
stinker.
the girl like admitted that she was cheating off of me, but the teacher thought it was me, and then it was just really stupid. But it ended up getting resolved. I ended up not losing credit on my assignment.
That's good. So, what are we gonna talk about tonight, boys?
Um, how about we make some deals? How about some deals?
It's
Zach, do you
you.
know Zach, do you know about any deals recently?
Deals. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the big deal. The one you're. What I think you're talking about.
Yeah, the big deal. Boo, big deal. Yeah.
Boo! Skydance Paramount merger. Boo!
You
And
can
boo
talk about
Donald
that.
Trump.
I could also talk about my recent trip to Canada.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that first before the fucking Skydance shit. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Which
exactly.
Excuse me.
I'll 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 I'll, I'll take the role or the hat of Matt and talk about that in good detail, though not as good as Matt does with his topics.
So
But
how was
anyway,
Canada?
Canada was awesome. Yeah, it was nice. I took the bus. To and from Canada. I was there. This is going on my my second full week back, and yeah, it was fun. Went in the beginning of August and met up my friend who I grew up with. He lived in a neighborhood next to mine, and he ended up after high school going to school in Canada, and specifically Sherbrooke. But now he has moved to Montreal, and he works at like a YMCA, helping out um, like indigenous kids because there's a big indigenous population in Canada, and helping out just every other kids in general and things like that. And he's trying to get his citizenship there. But anyway, the trip was really fun. I stayed with him and another high school friend of mine. He went too. We didn't go together, but separately. And it was Pride Week in Canada. My friend is a member of the LGBTQ plus community. He's gay, so I got to see that side of Montreal. That I did visit him once before in 2019, just for like a weekend, and we only went to Montreal for one day, but we got to be Montreal all week, and it was nice. I got to see different parts of the city, and I went to a big concert at the Olympic Stadium that they have in Montreal. That was like a part concert, part drag show, which was cool to experience because I had never been to a drag show before, and I've wanted to take that off my bucket list. So it was fun. They did this. I'll have to send you guys pictures or show it to you when we hang out next time. But they did this whole drag thing with like Nintendo and like Mario. It was kind of funny.
That does sound funny.
They did a whole thing on Wicked. That was pretty cool. Um, they recreated the end scene of the first half when it shows in Defying Gravity. They did a weird like Scooby Doo skit thing in drag, which was kind of funny. Yeah, so it was kind of it was funny, but the like they obviously, as you guys know from movies we've seen and stuff and pop culture, that they like lip sync songs, and that was a good time. I tried Venezuelan food for the first time. That was cool. It's kind of like Mexican food, but it has like plantains, which is like sugarized bananas that they put
Yes.
as a side dish. And I had poutine, the famous poutine that Canada has. Have you guys had poutine before?
Um,
No, I haven't
well, it
actually
looks
had
well.
poutine.
Oh wait, no, it's a French Canadian delicacy called poutine. Well, it looks like vomit, so I'm not poutine it in my mouth.
That's right. I
Zach,
forgot
you know
about
what
that
I'm
quote.
referencing?
Yes, I forgot about that quote. Oh man, Modern Family. But yeah, it's like it's French fries. You guys probably it's French fries with gravy and cheese curds, and you can put like bacon or any a type of beef on it, and sour cream, and it's really good. I think you guys would like it. I had it for the first. I had it like as an appetizer at a restaurant in Plymouth once, but I never actually had it in Canada before, so that was cool to experience that. And then we went to a place in like a half hour from Montreal called Laval, which people say is the New Jersey of Montreal,
Huh.
because they like.
So Jay was being a hater when it came to poutine. Are you just saying that?
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, it's probably not for everybody. I mean, it can be an acquired taste, I guess, and and like that and all. But yeah, it was good. I had Lebanese street food because I'm half Lebanese, so it was. I've had Lebanese food out at a restaurant like once, but this was like my first time having like a to go thing, and I had a falafel, like a wrap kind of thing, and it was good. It was like a mixed meat with like chicken and beef and stuff, and it was cool. Um, yeah, I felt welcomed. I didn't feel ostracized as an American visiting Canada, and I had my friend there. One thing was funny at the concert; they were like saying hi to like all different nationalities, and they're like, "Oh, um, we won't say hi to our American friends." Just kidding. But yeah, there was nothing like that. But it was cool. I went on the metro in Montreal. It's really nice. It's a lot better than a lot of trains that I've been on in the past. It's very clean and it's fast, and yeah, they have bike lanes a lot more accessible in Montreal, and they're not stupidly put in random places, and it's more organized
Like they are here.
than they are here in like the Northeast. Yeah, Northeast United States.
You mean like the lanes where they think the middle of the street is the bike lane?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's much more organized, Alex, and it's more there's more of them, so it's like more easily noticeable, and they're not like interfering with traffic too much.
Well, good, because that annoys me.
But yeah, it was a really good trip. I mean, it sucked getting home. It was like 12 hours to get home because it was like double the amount of stops on the bus. But yeah, it was a good trip. I'm glad I visited my friend, and I never really. I mean, I've seen like they set up Pride in Boston, but I never saw or like experienced it or anything. But it was um it was a good time. Oh, and I also, after Canada, I went to Boston. Well, it used to be Boston Comic Con, but now it's Boston Fan Expo, and that
Oh
was
yeah,
really
who'd you
fun.
meet?
I met Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor from the Star Wars prequel trilogy.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got a picture with them with my dad and my cousin, and it was really cool. I hadn't been to a Comic Con or a fan expo in 8 years, and you definitely see like the change in like pop culture. There's like less people dressed as like Marvel and superheroes. There was a lot more anime that I wasn't expecting, but I guess that like that's increased in popularity in 8 years. Saw a lot of people dressed up as Padme from the prequels, probably because of Hayden and Ewan were there, and didn't see a lot of Batmans and didn't see a lot of Jokers, but we can probably guess why we didn't see a lot of Jokers, right, boys?
What?
It's no money anymore.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
and because the Joker movie that came out last year that probably has hampered Joker a little bit, but probably also people are sick of Joker, I guess. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that was fun meeting those two and seeing and going to a Comic Con fan expo, but it was really fun. I enjoyed it.
So when you say you met those people, I don't think I touched upon this in the last episode. I can't remember. But I met John Krasinski.
That's right. Yeah, that's awesome. You
When I
definitely
was
probably
in
had you had a longer conversation with him than I did because it was just a photo op for us. But
Yeah, I did actually have a conversation with John Krasinski. It was as I talked to him about The Office for like, I don't know, like a minute.
mhm.
And I was actually able to take a picture with him unlike Ed Helms.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, so he was in this show, a one-man show called Angry Allen, so that's how I met him. Um
you liked the show?
I did, and he was a really nice guy too.
It's good. Massachusetts
Oh yeah,
born.
I told him I was a Massachusetts native. He asked where I came from. I told him. He said he hadn't been
Hmm.
there in a while, but he always wanted to go back.
Hmm.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, and you and I have met more famous people than Sarah Hyland in the last year.
Yes,
So,
yeah, we have. Yeah,
which the full year of that is coming up this weekend. I
that's right. I
came
remember. I knew that
here.
was coming up. Yeah, pretty crazy. It's been a year,
I know.
but yeah, I've been pretty busy. Ending the summer, but one thing I have not liked this summer is the Skydance
Mergers.
Paramount merger.
See, we bring it back around, folks.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
we try to do it the best
So
we can.
part of this is Donald Trump's fault. So
Yeah,
I noticed.
Is
yeah,
it not his fault?
I'll get to that.
So I
Um,
noticed this was
yeah,
happening when they announced they were canceling Colbert. Is that what you were gonna say?
yes. I mean, I knew about this merger for a good amount of time that it was happening, but then it really came into focus when the Late Show with Stephen Colbert was canceled and is going to be ending next year. But just to briefly talk about what exactly it is Skydance and Paramount have announced in July 7th, 2024 that they were going to be merging as a together companies. So briefly about it was according to reports, this is from the Wikipedia, reports on January 10th, 2024, Skydance Media, which is a entertainment media. I looked into them. They mostly would just distribute or co-distribute movies. They weren't like a production studio per se or as big as Paramount, but they were looking to make an all cash bid for 2.5 billion for Paramount Studios Global. While National Amusements was reportedly considering a deal or merger. So that's to deal with the whole the Redstones and Sherry Redstone and that whole thing, which is a whole separate thing. But uh,
Right.
so Skydance approached Paramount early April 2024. David Ellison and Sherry Redstone aimed for a three-way deal involving the corporations. On April 18th, 2024, Sony Pictures Entertainment and Apollo Global Management were considering making a bid to acquire Paramount Global. Um, Backish, who was the CEO, stepped down as president and CEO of Paramount. Reports characterized this as an ouster by Redstone due to Bakish's reported opposition to the Skydance deal. He was replaced by an office of the CEO by Brian Robbins, George Cheeks, and Chris McCarthy. According to SEC standards, McCarthy had to be named as the company's interim principal executive officer in order for one person to oversee the normal course of business. Sony and Apollo management made Paramount a non-binding bid on May 2nd for $26 billion all-cash deal. Even though Skydance was still interested in purchasing Paramount, its exclusive negotiating window expired on May 3rd, 2024, and it was not extended. When the board members of Paramount gathered together for the next day to discuss taking a go-shop approach to other bids of the like, they finally agreed to start negotiating with Sony Apollo's offer while continuing to have a exclusive conversation with Skydance. So there was a potential for Sony, Columbia, and Paramount to be a studio. So then there would have now been only four major studios instead of the current five. In an effort to forward their proposals, Sony and Apollo signed non-disclosure agreements before May 17th that permitted them to look into Paramount's confidential financial data. But at the same time, it was said that the businesses were reconsidering the strategy for a purchase involving the company's assets or pulling back from their all-cash offer. Meanwhile, back at Skydance announced in late May it would rework to offer to buy National Amusements, which is again owns Paramount, paying $2.25 billion and requiring that the company accepts $1.5 billion in debt reduction funds. That was reported by the Wall Street Journal, and that Paramount shareholders will receive $4.5 billion in cash. Paramount and Skydance had reached a merger agreement by June 3rd, 2024. An announcement of the final agreement was anticipated in the next few days. Redstone's National Amusements had not, however, officially approved the sale at that point because Sherry Redstone was reportedly she was displeased with the revised terms as she would now receive less money for her shares. Oh, boo-hoo, a billionaire is receiving less money.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad. You won't be getting more shares. Oh, look at me. I'm Sherry Redstone. I can mock because she technically was the CEO of the place I used to work at. I won't be getting more money.
And a lot of it too was her dad too, but he's since passed away. But Skynet's also wanted Redstone to assume legal liabilities in the case of lawsuits by shareholders who were unhappy with the deal. She considered a sale of her company to another bidder with such names as writer and producer Stephen Paul, businessman Edward Brofman Jr., Bain Capital, Patron Tequila founder John Paul DiHorio, and businessman and former Paramount Pictures CEO Barry Diller in the running. On June 11th, National Amusements announced they had failed to reach an agreement with Skydance to acquire Paramount. So now we fast forward to last summer. On July 2nd, 2024, Skydance renegotiated the deal and reached a preliminary agreement to acquire National Amusements and merge with Paramount. The deal was referred by National Amusements to Paramount Special Committee. The leadership team at Skydance approved the possible sale of a number of Paramount properties that were judged non-strategic for their goals, including BET and others. Do you guys know what BET is?
Is it the Black Entertainment?
Yeah, is that kind of interesting that they thought that was not strategic? The Black Entertainment Channel. It's kind of
Oh,
Interesting.
geez.
interesting, but to be fair, cable has gone down a lot in ad revenue and stuff, which we're going to get to that with later on with CBS's issues. But according to reports, Paramount started negotiations to sell BET networks for 1.6 to 1.7 billion for purchases led by Scott Mills, the CEO of the business. On July 7th, 2024, Paramount's board approved the deal to merge with Skydance. The deal will close in two phases. First, a group of investors from Skydance would pay $2.4 billion in cash to purchase National Amusements, the parent company of Paramount Global. Second, Paramount Global will pay its Class A and Class B stockholders $4.5 billion in cash and shares. All right, so then it gets into whole like numbers and stuff. But if Paramount were to find a better offer, Skydance would be entitled to a $400 million breakup fee payment for the company, which we know now that the merger did happen. So additionally, Skydance would gain from Paramount's brands, intellectual property, and distribution network. And now we get to the messy side of things, why this might not be the best deal that happened. Regulatory issues, FCC license review and investigation on news distortion complaint by 60 Minutes interview. So last fall, October 6, 2024, before the 2024 presidential election between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, Bill Whitaker interviewed Vice President Kamala Harris during the 2024 presidential election on the CBS News program 60 Minutes, which aired on CBS. So typically, CBS has had the tradition since they've existed of having a sit down interview with both candidates from the two major political parties in the U.S. But for the first time, one of the people running, Donald Trump, decided not to be interviewed by 60 Minutes, which is a thing of itself. But
Because he's a
uh,
bad.
yeah, so during the interview, Whitaker discussed the United States relationship with Israel during the ongoing Israeli-Palestine conflict, asking whether Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was listening to the Biden-Harris administration. Another CBS News program, Face the Nation, also briefly aired a preview of the interview. On October 16th, 2024, the Center for American Rights, CAR, sorry, Alex, not your name,
Mm.
filed a complaint with the FCC during the license renewal process for the WCBS TV, the CBS owned and operated station in New York City, requesting an investigation for news distortion in the airing of the 60 Minutes interview with Harris. CAR claims that the interview was edited to favor Harris, potentially violating FCC regulations. Former FCC Commissioner Jessica Rosworcel quickly dismissed the complaint, only to be revived by the new commissioner appointed by now President Donald Trump, Brendan Carr. Under Carr, he revived the complaint with the interview and requested the raw footage and full transcript of the interview. CBS agreed to publicly release the footage and transcript on January 31st, 2025. Although the WCBS FCC case is separate, news reports and comments by Carr have suggested the case could influence the merger approval. As part of the agreement, CBS agreed to create an ombudsman to monitor its news channel to root out bias at CBS News. And Trump also
Omnibus?
claimed, yes, yep. And Trump also claimed the company had to give it $26 million worth of free airtime. All right, so now we're to this summer now with the merger about to happen. Um, so Paramount said in February 2025 and May 2025 they expected the transaction to close with the first half of the year. Well, that did not happen. Um, More things came out. CBS released a full Kamala Harris interview, and they found that the questions were not being fed to her, and they did not edit it for any purposes. But the new head of the FCC, Brendan Carr, continued his crusade to have CBS um, have their lawsuit be continued. So in late 2025, um, federal commissions, FCC, Brendan Carr also announced that they would that the companies wishing to merge should eliminate their DEI policies, which has been a continuing freaking issue with this past year with the new presidential administration. And
Which is
then
so stupid, to be honest with you.
it is. It's like that's what we're worrying about. Like really, but anyway,
He worries about things that don't matter. That's the
exa-
problem.
exactly. So here's the thing that I'm going to get to that why I am not happy with this merger. So, and then on July 22nd, 2025, it was reported that Oracle Corporation was in talks with Skydance Media for $100 million per contract to provide cloud software once the latter's acquisition of Paramount Global was completed. On July 24th, the FCC, the um, the Federal Communications Commission, which oversees like TV and television and all that, approved the merger between Paramount Global and Skydance Media, with the merger set to be complete by August 7th. Numerous public reports, however, cited a potential quid pro quo whereby Paramount CBS agreed to pay $16 million to end the lawsuit filed on behalf of President Donald Trump to ensure government approval of the merger that would be approved. Similar public reports also indicated another potential quid pro quo whereby CBS would terminate The Late Show with Stephen Colbert to ensure federal approval of the merger. So Stephen Colbert, for those that don't know, is a late night host. He was on the Colbert Report. He was on the Daily Show on Comedy Central. Then he succeeded David Letterman in hosting the Late Show on CBS, and he's been a Trump critic and made fun of Trump for basically his entire existence on his show. And he recently spoke out against the lawsuit that um, was filed against CBS and by Donald Trump and all that. And then that later that week, he announced that the show was not going to continue on, and not only without him, but also the whole franchise, which is the show's been around for 33 years, would be ending. And some people are like, why is that
I wonder
happening?
why.
So CBS executives denied that both publicly reported claims and insisted that the 2026 ending of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was purely based on a financial decision.
They're so full of shit when they say that, though.
Exactly. So
They're
for
so
me,
full of shit.
I'm not too happy with Paramount and CBS. So I am at least taking probably close to a year off of seeing Paramount picture movies in theaters as my protest, because I just think it's so stupid and going against free speech. If that's really the case, that they weren't going to do the merger because what, a comedian makes fun of the president? I mean, they've been doing that since freaking, Johnny Carson. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this whole Paramount Skydance bullshit?
Totally
I'm
pay
like
to play.
on your side that it's dumb, because it is. And I don't blame you one bit for not wanting to see their movies.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a year off from their movies, and I looked at their movies coming up, but nothing I'm really interested in seeing anyway. But yeah, thank you. It just rubbed me the wrong way because also too, he's the number one late night show. He's above one of our friends' most infamous people, Jimmy Kimmel, and he's above Jimmy Fallon. Like, he's the number one late night show, and then just for it to get canceled for financial reasons just makes no sense.
Because not to be that person, it's not financial reasons.
No, it's not. And they're like bullshit excuse. Oh, the show's losing 40 million. They're like, first off, where'd you get that stat from? And second of all, it's between its social media buzz and YouTube viewers, and it was still making money reportedly from advertisers. That it's just so stupid, and I feel bad for Stephen Colbert. He'll probably get another type of gig, whether it be on streaming or like a podcast. But it's just these corporate like overlords like bowing down to like political pressure is just so stupid. I don't really have any respect for that or for them.
Mm,
But
exactly.
anyway, Matt, any thoughts before we move on to our next thing?
Um, I don't think I have anything. You read whatever you read pretty well. And it explains the whole thing. I don't know. Fight the power. I don't know. Like, I don't. Uh, whatever. You know.
I know I didn't do as great of explaining it as you do with certain topics, but um, But yeah, that was just the
Yeah, I
that's
go balls to the wall.
I know you do it so well too, but yeah, that's the brief explanation for why I boo Paramount, you suck, and Skydance for the stupid merger. Oh, and also, by the way, what also makes it interesting is the father of the CEO of Skydance, I think his name's David Ellison. His father is a big donor to Donald Trump as well.
Oh, of course he is.
So that's the last thing I have to say about that and why I am not happy with Paramount and won't be seeing their movies for at least a year in theaters.
But Matt, speaking of things that should be boycotted, fucking Amazon.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons on why you would want to boycott Amazon, but is there anything particular you think that it needs to be boycotted for?
Their newest piece of shit excuse of a movie called War of the Worlds.
I'm glad you were specific because a piece of shit Amazon Prime movie, you'd have to be very, very specific. No, just kidding. Yeah, okay,
Oh,
folks,
so
we're
Zach,
about to
you'll like
talk about a movie that is sweeping the nation. A movie
not in a good
that
way.
is in a great way, in an amazing way. It's an amazing movie, guys. You have to watch this. Yeah.
So they filmed this movie in 2020, and it
Okay,
came out.
okay. Let me set the scene. Let me set the scene. All
Yeah.
right. Do all of you know H.G. Wells's novel War of the Worlds?
Oh yes.
Oh
All
yes,
right. It's
and
it's
made
it
famous by
it.
one of Matt's favorite people too.
Oh yeah. So the book is over 100 years old. It's one of the premier science fiction novels of the 19th century. All about it follows a unnamed narrator who goes through a alien invasion of Martians from space who are invading the world. But he sees it through uh, his perspective in southern England. So very famous piece of work talking about uh, colonialism, imperialism, evolution. If you know some part of the story, that might be just because of cultural osmosis. Very popular piece of work that's been adapted into various different mediums. Take, for instance, in 1938, which is what Zach was alluding to, when it was
Mm.
adapted into a radio play by Mercury Theater on the Air. Mercury Theater being Orson Welles' uh, radio broadcast production company. Um, it became very popular because of its style of portraying the novel as or portraying the events of a invasion as part of a radio broadcast so that it kind of fit in with the radio broadcast. So some people suspect that people didn't know that they were fictional events tuning into the broadcast and thinking it was a actual invasion and going crazy, although there's little to suspect that that actually happened. But newspapers ran with the idea that it had caused a major panic, and Orson Welles had to apologize for that. But then that eventually led him to having a big Hollywood career because Hollywood was like, "Hey, you're the guy that did that War of the Worlds broadcast. We should get you on, and we should sign you with the deal to do a movie." And then the Wonderkind made his first movie at 26, and that was Citizen Kane, and that whole thing. Um, it was made into a big production by George Powell in 1953.
Which I watched
Um,
that movie last year, I think, and it was good. I did read the book a while as a kid, like a very condensed version of the book. It was like a collection of classic novels from like the 20th century. Like there was
yeah, one of those
stuff.
like illustrated
Yeah, yeah,
classic.
yeah. It was one of those. Yeah, and it was good. It was like an illustrated, condensed version of it. But yeah, the 53 version was good.
Yeah, it's one of those premiere 50s science fiction kind of things. It has a lot of the it's focused a lot more on sort of religious aspects of the alien invasion, I feel. There's some like religious undertones to it that is very interesting, and I feel like you could delve into that in some way. Uh, you might be also familiar with another famous adaptation of War of the Worlds from 2005, Steven Spielberg, um,
Yep.
where Tom Cruise plays the titular main character, and it's set in a post sort of in a more modern age, but instead of the aliens coming down from a meteor from the sky, as usually depicted in the novel and as depicted in the 1953 film, they come from the ground, as they were there years before and are now taking root as part of their plan. And a lot can be said about how the 2005 film alludes a lot to uh, 9/11 in a way, and those aspects. But basically, like I said, those two movies follow about the same plot points. Aliens coming from Mars that attack Earth, usually either, like I said, asteroid, or like in the 2005 one, they come out from the ground. They ride in giant tripods, giant mechanical devices, and their main weapon that is used to kill individuals is like some sort of laser beam or some sort of uh, laser of some kind, depending on your adaptation, I guess.
Well, yeah.
And they are basically trying to colonize the Earth and trying to adapt it more to the way that they are, so that they can be able to live on the planet. But eventually, the Earth is their own downfall. At the end of the movie, they're usually killed by the presence of Earthborn pathogens to which they have no immunity to. Um, Usually, that's how it ends. There's other story beats like um, there's usually a battle scene between the happening at sea on a boat or of some kind between the aliens and the military of some kind. Um, but like I said, that's usually the beats. There's many other productions. There's an Asylum production, of course, that came out around the same time as the Spielberg film. So that way, when you asked your grandma who's needs glasses to see, so it could be a little blind, you ask them, "Oh, I want to see that new Spielberg film, War of the Worlds." She goes down and sees the schlocky Asylum Pictures film, and she grabs that and buys it for you, not knowing that it's the shitty Asylum film.
That's
They
what
did
this
that.
movie with Ice Cube feels like.
We'll get to there. There's also a Jeff Wayne produced musical album of War of the
What?
Worlds.
I
Yes.
did not know that. Wow, that's pretty interesting.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, a musical album in the 70s. So that
Is
makes
there
a
a
little more
is there a,
sense.
let me guess, is there a musical or a play based on it too?
No, it's so it's based on the novel. Uh Carries a lot of the same story. Richard Burton's in it as a narrator though. So,
Wow, really?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So it's
Well, what's
legit.
funny is because of this shitty movie we're gonna get to, I've been meaning to go back to the 2005 movie because it's not as bad as this. I know that, but we'll get into that.
So anyway, and that brings us to the modern age. So you can freely adapt War of the Worlds whenever you want. It's in the public domain. You can do whatever. There was like a TV series in the 70s or 80s, I believe, that kind of followed the 1950s film. A lot of parodies and homages like Mars Attacks or Independence Day, stuff like that. So, but we're in the modern age, which in the modern age of the internet, of social media, of platforms like the one we're on, Discord, or
Mhm.
other places like Zoom or Skype, RIP.
Yeah,
Wait,
R.I.P.
Skype is
Skype.
dead?
I believe
I did
Skype's
not
dead.
know.
I believe
I did
Skype's
not
dead.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway,
they're replacing it with I think was it Microsoft Teams, I think.
Oh my god, we're gonna talk about that. Microsoft
Yeah.
Teams.
Yeah. I use that in college a lot for like
But anyway,
virtual classes.
so
as Matt was
I
saying,
now before then, I will say there is a form of filmmaking, not incredibly popular, but there's a form of like type of film where it's set mostly in these formats of uh internet calls, basically. Um
and this really
films
all
that are set specifically on video screens. I'm thinking of the film Open Windows as probably an early example of this. Is like it had who was it? Was it Elijah Wood? It was like a thriller with Elijah Wood that was set primarily on the computer screen. So what you saw on the computer screen was like that. And then there was like horror movies like Unfriended. There was the film Searching.
which is such a good one. I recommend that to the viewers.
And then comes the 2025 War of the Worlds. Now,
Oh, there was a
as
sequel
Alex alluded to,
too.
this film was made in 2020. Now, if you all remember 2020, you remember the pandemic.
Yes.
And what is a
Mhm.
good way to film around your pandemic? By having all of the primary actors not together on screen, but instead have them Zoom call into the movie. And that's where we
Yes.
get this. And it was such a turd.
Oh yes, it
It's
was.
is
Oh
such a
yes.
turd that Amazon decided not to release it for 5 fucking years.
I didn't
5
even
years. This was filmed in September of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic.
Oh,
I
but
didn't even
Zach, you know what
oh,
the
go
other
ahead.
problem was? They
Yeah.
didn't release a trailer for this movie till like a week before it came out.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know, guys, this movie even existed until you were talking about it with me. Like, I had no idea it what it even was and if it even existed.
Yeah,
I thought it was
yeah,
fake.
it came out. They shat it onto their platform,
Well, it makes
and
sense why I didn't hear of it. Alex said like the trailer didn't come out until a week before.
people are like, "Oh, this looks bad," and then it came out a week later, and everyone was like, "This is bad." And when I mean bad, I mean debut on Rotten Tomatoes at 0% bad.
Oh, and it's
Ooh.
an Amazon Prime movie made by Universal. You know, MGM wanted no part of that.
Oh yeah, I don't blame MGM for that.
But anyway,
So
but yeah,
Alex and I have watched it.
You could
Zach has
spoil.
not.
I have not, but you can spoil it. I don't. I probably won't be seeing it anytime soon.
so I
It's a
have a
movie to be seen to believe. So
so I want to say this before we continue.
So I'm
absolutely.
just gonna listen and I'll chime in when I need to. But yeah, I have not seen it, but yeah, go ahead.
If this movie does not sweep the Razzies next year, I'm trying to think of something they
There,
should do.
there would have to be a movie to come out in the next
4
months, 4 months. That's so bad. It has to be worse than this, which would be quite amazing.
I think that's hard to do.
Now, I don't think this is the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's definitely one of the laziest. It's definitely it's bad.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's almost the epitome of no effort. It's the epitome of typing your homework prompt into AI and then copy pasting it. It's that, right?
Well, say
And
for a movie that didn't come out, that was made 5 years ago, to now come out now is not a good sign right there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So this film's directed by Rich Lee, who has directed one
Nothing.
film, War of the Worlds. He's done music videos. I'll give him that. He's done music videos. But this is his first feature film.
That explains why this movie was so bad.
First
I mean,
feature.
some people like David Fincher and I think Guy Ritchie, I think they started off doing music videos and had okay careers, especially David Fincher, but it doesn't mean there's probably been a lot of music video directors that have not
He's worked on
transitioned well.
computer graphics and 3D pre-visualizations.
Okay.
Which makes no sense because the visual effects in this movie suck ass.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh my god. Okay,
all right,
so
we gotta. Are we starting? We starting from the beginning?
Yes. So
okay.
We have a Department of Homeland Security worker played by Ice Cube, who what is his job?
He is basically an officer for the DHS who basically he can monitor anyone he wants.
Oh yeah. So we find out he monitors his daughter and his son.
And
Okay.
his daughter's fiance.
Okay.
Like, he can get into every camera. This takes place mostly in DC. So
yeah.
And by DC I mean in his computer in the DHS headquarters. But he lives in DC, and he can get into all the cameras and see where people are going and stuff like that. He's got this amazing computer program, which is basically your nightmare if you know anything about big government 1984 bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So while monitoring his pregnant daughter and his son, and sometimes his daughter's fiance, all of them.
By the way, was played by Roderick.
Oh, Roderick.
Evan
He went from
Bostic. Yep.
He went from Oppenheimer to this shit.
Technically, he went from this shit to Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, you're right. So, yeah, because when it was made, right? So yeah, scratch that. He went from this to Oppenheimer. So maybe this won't hurt his career.
Well, who knows? So, the daughter is a biomed student, and she's pregnant. There's a scene where she's in a coffee shop, and he has, he's in the camera, and then he calls her, and is like,
"Oh my god,
you're buying a muffin?"
Oh, this is hilarious. He's like, he has a camera in their fridge.
Oh yeah, and then he's like, you could be eating other stuff. I see what's in your fridge, because she has one of those those freaking high-tech fridges. And then he says like one of my favorite lines in the movie. He says like, "Me and your fridge are tight."
Oh,
great line.
A camera in a fridge. This just reminds me of like a Disney cartoon.
It's not a camera in the fridge. It's one of those, those freaking high-tech fridges.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The ones from like, I don't, LG.
Yeah,
or
no, I know
whatever
what
the
you're
fuck
talking about. Yeah, the very high tech fridges. Yeah.
where you press a button and I don't know, it freezes your ice and I don't
Yeah.
know,
But
fluffs you
anyway,
or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what those fridges do. I just need a thing that cools my milk.
but yeah, so he's spying on his daughter.
So he's spying on his
then-
daughter, and then while he does that, he also goes into his
does he put
son's computer. His
on
son,
yeah.
so his son is like a gamer, right? And he streams and stuff like that, and
Oh, this is
he's
my favorite
while
part.
he's playing a game, while he's
In the
playing
whole
a game, he goes into his son's computer and deletes his Steam games.
Oh my god.
which
And
I
he's
didn't
like,
think
"You should be getting a job instead of playing video games."
Oh my god.
Of
And
course,
then
That
he
while
was
he
like,
does,
cliche.
oh
him,
my
like
god,
he was like a fucking streamer, and like he needed the games because that was his job or something.
yeah. So he's a shit, and he doesn't respect his children. There's also a subplot where his wife, the mother of his two children, had passed away 5 years ago. And on Facebook, he goes back into the messages and is always like, "I love you," and he types up the message "I love you" every year, and listens to her last like voice message, right?
Voice memo
Oh yeah,
message.
Yeah,
Yeah.
voice on like Messenger or something like that.
Hmm.
So
which
that
how does that
that's our
work?
whole thing about this character. So he spies on everyone. He spies on his children. He doesn't respect them or give them their privacy. He also doesn't respect Roderick, Devin Bostick, who is the daughter Faith. Okay, so the daughter's Faith. The son is Dave. Okay, there we go. So
Yeah,
Faith's boyfriend slash fiance. He is you won't believe this, an Amazon delivery driver.
that is what pisses me off about this movie. It is just a fucking big fuck you from Amazon.
It is, and there is a lot of product placement in this movie, and it gets really bad
It
in the
gets so
climax.
stupid as it
We'll
goes
get
on.
there. We'll get there. So while he's doing all this stuff, spying on his children and everyone in DC, he is also trying to help the DHS catch this hacker. He's trying to help the FBI catch this hacker called the Disruptor. Basically, the Disruptor is going to stream this big that he put out a message and he's like, "I'm going to be streaming about this." Program that the government has to surveil us, this epic large program that the government has to surveil us called Goliath. And I will soon be streaming the files and releasing the classified information about Goliath.
Oh
Apparently,
my.
Ice Cube doesn't believe that Goliath is a real thing, which is hilarious because A, he's part of the DHS, which would be in charge of Goliath, and B, he's already doing massive government surveillance on everyone. So it doesn't really compute, but that's whatever. So he helps them try to find and locate the disruptor in Chicago.
Yeah,
And they do this massive raid, but they don't find the guy. They just find like a computer to which they had sent like like I don't know what they did. They basically like opened up a VPN and I don't know what the fuck they did. But they basically had it so that way they went to that location instead of the location of which the disruptor is. But as that happens, oh wait, I should also say that he also gets calls from a friend who works at NASA, played by Ava Longoria. And
yeah.
she's like, "Man, have you seen all of these weird weather phenomenon? It's so weird." And then Ice Cube is like, "I don't watch the weather. I watch people."
Oh, Evan Longoria. No.
Well,
So
no, this isn't the only Amazon movie she's in right now.
So as that happens, as the FBI raid happens and it fails, meteors start striking the Earth. And
Oh
Ice Cube
no!
goes, "What?" He does a face.
Oh my god, his reactions to the shit that happens in this movie are it's so fucking funny.
I also saw. I read a little bit of Letterbox reviews. They talked about the freaking Amazon delivery thing, and then they also talked about how like Ice Cube, does he continuously take off on his he puts on sunglasses and takes them off
Yeah,
during
since
the
he's like
movie?
for most of the movie, he's just sitting down at his computer, and he's not really doing too much for like at least 80% of the movie. He is literally like just sitting through most of this movie.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
the meteor shower happens. He does his what the
What? So, and then he talks to his friend from NASA, Sandra Ava Longoria, and it's like, we're being invaded by aliens. They're totally sure about this. It's aliens. A ship comes out from the meteor, and I think kills the FBI agents in Chicago. I think. Am I wrong about that, or am I?
I think you might be right.
And okay, and then basically he uses his thing to try to help his son and daughter try to evade the attacking machines. Then eventually he's put into a call with the head of the DHS, Director Briggs, who's played by Clark Gregg. You might remember him as Phil Coulson from Marvel.
Yes, yeah.
So he plays the director of the Homeland Security, and then he's on a call with the President of the United States, as well as the Secretary of Defense, and they're like, the President is like, "All right, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do the title drop." He literally says, "This is a war of the worlds."
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, because when I'm with you guys, I'll say they said the title.
Yeah. So everywhere, all over the world, aliens are attacking. There's this place in South America where the reporter is like, they just hit my school. My children are in there.
Was
And,
okay, so there's a scene I don't is there a scene in this movie where he sounds like he's reading off of like a fucking teleprompter where he's fucking
oh
talking about
yeah,
like
when they're talking about the
the
authorization of the military response, Ice Cube does this whole thing where it just seems like he's reading his lines.
Oh yeah, I remember Alex talked with me about that.
and
It's
I'm
oh my god, it's so bad. And not only because of that, but we're also getting all the visuals. And then we see clips of the military response, right?
yeah.
The amount of stock footage of the military in this movie would make Ed Wood blush. Holy shit. There's so much stock footage. And then this visual effects of the aliens on top of it look like shit. So it's just like, oh my god. And then mix that with Ice Cube's reaction for when they take down one of the tripods,
Oh my
being
god.
like, yes!
Wait, do we get to the part where we find out who the streamer is?
Almost. So, during this, they find out that the aliens are these small insect-like creatures that are they're using their tripods and are going towards data centers.
It's so bad.
Okay, yeah. You know how in other movies where the main plot of the aliens, their scheme is basically to kill and colonize the planet for their own, maybe use humans as sustenance, but to mostly like colonize the planet, right?
Oh yeah.
Their whole thing is they feed off of data.
Data.
And it makes no sense at all.
Yes, the plot of the aliens in this movie makes no goddamn sense, and people are saying it, and I'm not believing it.
It's like, why you have a novel, you haven't been made into a couple of adaptations. How could you F up the plot of the aliens that much?
Because it's data, and it's tech, and it's modern, and it's cool.
Mm.
Duh.
But it looks
Yeah.
So,
holy
and then
shit.
as this happens, there's a stream from the Disruptor who is about to leak the information about the surveillance operation known as Goliath. And
Yeah.
then he figures out through like the voice, like he puts it into Audacity and he changes it around, and it turns out that the hacker is Dave, his own son.
Oh
It's
no!
First
It's
of all,
you.
how does this
It's
guy,
His son?
this DHS officer, who monitors things like you eating muffins and what you're playing on Steam, how does he not know his own son in his own house is a high profile hacker who is like being sought after by the FBI?
I'm
It
just laughing
makes
because it's so horrible. It's so bad.
no goddamn sense. No
It's
goddamn sense.
you. And the way he finds out what he says when he finds out it's him, it's so fucking funny. It's you?
He says, it's you?
How could you, man? But like
Oh
I
my
said,
god.
when he finds out who it is, this is like one of the only times in the entire movie where he's not sitting down.
Jeez.
Yeah, so one thing, I like the way that they had to force him to stay in this one location, being like, oh, his location has been locked down and now he can't leave. So he can't go and help his daughter who is pregnant and is also hurt. There's a scene where he has to have a Tesla drive her to her place of work where she is safe.
It's ridiculous as to how bad it was.
Has to use a map to, like, he has like specific pings on people, so he knows where they are on a map. So that's scary in and of itself. It has to be like, take a left and shit like that. It's so, but he's like, oh, I'm under lockdown, so I can't leave the building.
And
Which
I'm
is
like,
so
no,
funny.
you're not.
So basically, Goliath is this massive government surveillance operation where they look at everyone's data around the world. And in these files that is released by Dave, it basically says that the government knew about these aliens and they knew that they'd arrive on Earth, and that the surveillance operation of Goliath would bring these data-hungry aliens to the United States. Like, activating Goliath would literally alert them. But the director Briggs decided to do it anyway. So Briggs is the villain, besides the aliens that are killing everyone.
Well, yeah.
So Will confronts Briggs about this, right? And then Briggs is like, "You're fired," and locks him out of the system. And he's like, "No, no, 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 no."
And then
he teams up with his son's team of hackers to re-enter the system and try to disable the aliens' machines through data or through a virus. And at first, it seems like it's working. Because at this point, all of the government's militaries is not working. And all of the data-driven places is like shutting down. But through the virus, the aliens then find out where the hackers are, and some of them explode. It's pretty funny the way it's edited.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they locate that. They kill all of them except Dave. But they destroyed Will's house, so he doesn't have a house anymore.
No,
and he's literally like, "You were at your friend's house the whole time? Why couldn't you have had your friend's house explode?"
I'm like, bro.
Okay, so now the aliens are eating up all the data, and there's this really funny scene where all of the data is being eaten of Facebook, and he can't see his wife's in memoriam Facebook page, and it elicits like the only actual reaction he's ever given in the movie.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I can't be on Facebook anymore. Fuck!
Oh no.
It was hilarious.
It
I
is.
can't be on Facebook anymore. What am I gonna do? I can't see what the boomers are posting or all the fake Russian propaganda. Oh no.
I also like how even though Facebook's data is all but gone, YouTube and Google still work.
Oh my gosh.
This is very funny. So they use that. They then hatch a scheme using the help of Faith, Will's daughter. So she's at her biomedical workplace where she has been hard at work in creating a cancer-destroying code. I forget what the fucking name of it is, but she's like she was like in newsprint about, oh, she's designing this cancer-destroying code or something like that. And so she's at this place, and her boyfriend Roderick is at this place, and they decide, let's upload the cancer-destroying code and have the aliens eat it through data, and it will destroy the aliens. Kind of
Just
like
eat it. Just eat it.
Kind of like how they couldn't take the Earthborne pathogens and the see, kind of makes adaptation sense. Anyway, then there's this whole thing where they have the flash drive containing the code, but
oh my god, yes,
they gotta give it to him at the DHS. Meanwhile, everyone in the government are saying like, "Oh, Will's going rogue. We have to do something." So they've got people in jets, even though jets stopped working earlier in the movie, but these jets don't. They still work, and they're going to destroy the DHS headquarters where he's at because he's going rogue. And the aliens are going to attack DHS headquarters where he's at as well. So they have to bring the code over to DHS headquarters. They have to do it before the jets try to blow him up, and they have to do it before the aliens come and kill him for being on the team of hackers that were trying to disable the alien machines. Make sense?
That's a lot.
So they have to bring the flash drive that has the code. And what's the way that they have to do it?
He has to fucking order a fucking drone off of Amazon.
Mark, the boyfriend, played by Roderick, decides, let's use Amazon Air.
Oh
It's
yeah,
great!
because that's not self-promoting or advertisement at all.
It's great. It's the future of delivery. That is literally what he says. And
yeah, they've been saying that for freaking 5 years.
So basically, Ice Cube has to order a $20 flash drive in order to operate the drone that he has. And so they put the flash drive on the drone and they have it fly. And basically, he's got a headset on. So Roderick has this Oculus on, and he's like remote controlling the drone and stuff like that. And he's zooming past jets and the aliens and trying not to crash. Eventually, he does crash on the road, and they find out there is a homeless person that's right next to where the drone is, and they have to say. So they're basically messaging him on his phone, right, through like Facebook Messenger or some shit like that. There's a lot of like social media properties that are used in this movie. Like it's insane. Everything's insane. So they have to emphasize. Yeah, they have to emphasize to this guy, oh, you have to flip over the drone for us to save the world, right? And he's like, no, I can't do that. The aliens are like right there. They can see me. And they're like, give him $1,000 Amazon card. And they send him like $1,000 Amazon card. And he's like, okay. God. And then he runs over and flips over the the drone. We don't see if he dies. So maybe he lives, I guess. I don't know. But he could
Roderick?
No, the homeless man. The homeless man with the $1,000 Amazon card.
Oh, you don't know if he survives? Oh my god.
I don't know if he survives or not.
Oh my
He flips over the drone though. and then there's this whole scene where with Ice Cube, and the only scene he does where he's running through the DHS headquarters to catch the drone. He's being attacked by the slimy tentacles of the data-eating aliens. He kicks one and he says, "Move, bitch, get out the way."
Oh,
I'm not kidding. He actually says that.
I cannot believe that.
And then he very nearly puts in the USB flash drive with the code. The aliens eat it. They die. All of the research about Briggs being a bad guy comes out. But it comes at the cost of his life.
Oh, rip.
Yeah. So we assume he's dead, and then we see a email that he sent to his kids, saying, "I may not have been the best dad, but I tried my best." Something along those lines.
What's a cliched nonsense?
Yeah, and it's like, you were spying on us for years.
Yeah, that's just the cliche.
Literal
Just
helicopter dad. Try drone operator dad.
oh jeez.
Yeah, no, so he just says like a bunch of cliched nonsense in this email. It's so dumb.
Yeah, but it turns out he's actually alive.
He's alive.
He's alive. He didn't actually die, but he's alive. So Briggs is arrested. Uh, they're all congratulated for saving the world. The president is like, I'll make you I'm gonna promote you or something like that. Him and the Secretary of State are like, we'll promote you, and then he's like, nah,
This movie,
I'm gonna be part of a surveillance program with my son. Now we will be watching you.
this
Oh,
movie,
first,
I
oh,
swear to
who
God,
who played the president? Anybody significant?
Uh, a man named Jim Meskimen. Jim Meskimen.
Okay.
Yeah.
so I wouldn't say this movie is worse than Jack and Jill, but it's up there.
Yeah,
It's up there with being one of the worst.
Yeah.
it had me laugh out loud, but it's
Oh, me too.
Move, bitch! Get out of the way.
it's acknowledgement of like what they think hacking is like, is crazy. Oh, like I said, it's a lazy movie. It's very lazy.
But the fact that it was filmed 5 years ago and it came out just this year, it's like very telling that
Yeah,
the
that is pretty
director
telling.
that the director for one just did not give a shit about how it turned out. I think Ice Cube was incredibly miscast in the movie. That's just me though.
To be miscast, he'd have to have a performance, wouldn't you say? This wasn't a performance. This was just him in a Zoom call, reading off of the script on the screen.
I mean, but if you want to talk about movies where he's miscast, are we there yet? He's definitely miscast in that. Like, when you were a kid, you guys saw that movie when you were kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you think that, like, going back at it now, if it came out now, would Ice Cube be the last person you picture being in that movie? If it were to come out now,
No, because I think there'd be other people that'd probably play it.
that's what I mean.
Play that role.
I'm like Ice Cube in a family movie. Like, this is bizarre.
When was that? Was that 20 years ago?
Yeah, 2005.
If that movie was made 10 years ago, it'd be The Rock.
Yeah, it would be. It would be probably. But like, I remember seeing that movie. Like, it was a free movie, like discount day at the theater in my town, and I mean, I think I remember liking it as a kid, but I'm sure if I rewatched it, it probably wouldn't be that.
The movie was made 5 years ago. It'd be John Cena.
If the movie was made 1 year ago, it would be Pedro Pascal.
So I rewatched it a few nights ago. The movie's not awful. It's just the kids are fucking annoying brats.
Yeah, I do remember that. You don't want to also watch Are We Done Yet?
No, I did not really care for that one.
No, that's a remake.
Yeah, Mr. Blandings builds his dream house.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I definitely think that this movie will probably at least win the Razzie for worst remake, ripoff, or sequel at the Razzies.
It
Yes.
will definitely win Worst Picture.
I mean,
So
yeah, if it doesn't, it definitely is a shoe-in. Probably for definitely worst actor and worst remake. I mean, for what you guys have described, it definitely seems like it should be worst picture.
yeah, also it's on Letterbox, right? It's
Yeah,
got a 1.
the last time I checked, it was like a 1.1. Is it a 1.0 now?
It's 1.
Yeah, it's a 1.0.
Okay,
On
but
the anti-Letterbox 250, which is the lowest rated feature films on the website. It's at number 2.
What's number one?
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, I would thought it would be Madam Web. So
No. Madam
so
Web is
when
at
top 10, bottom
no.
10,
No.
so when I look at the people I
82.
82. Wow, because people
so
were review bombing that. I mean, rightly so.
On
Like it was
Letterbox
nobody's
it is.
business
On Letterbox.
so
on
based on
Letterboxd.
the
Yeah.
people I follow on Letterboxd, War of the Worlds is at a 0.7 in that aspect.
On a what that you follow?
So there's a thing on Letterboxd where you can look at it for like the average from everyone, and then if you click on the little people, it shows the average rating for all the people you follow on
I
Letterboxd.
see. I see. Okay.
So for me, that's at a 0.7. I don't know what it's at for Matt or you, but
All right.
Uh,
Let's see some of my reviews from people I follow. Movie equivalent of 100% polyester clothes.
don't really know what that means, but
Makes the
okay.
wrong decision at every choice possible. A feat of incompetence that smacks you in the face with utter shock and disbelief you can't even speak.
Someone I follow on Letterboxd said it was better than Unfriended, which okay.
Somebody I follow on Letterboxd says nothing that happens in this movie is nearly as catastrophically disastrous as the film itself. This is an absolute embarrassment. It's insulting to its medium. The only silver lining in this mess is how hilariously incompetent it is.
So someone said, "Is this a movie 43 situation?" Whatever that means.
Well, that's a our friend kind of
Infamous.
movie
It's an
movie.
infamous bad movie.
It's a it's an M. Sweeney movie.
Oh, Matt, I was telling Zach about Ghetto Dog 2.
Ghetto Dog 2.
And Zach agrees that it's an M. Sweeney movie
Oh,
because
okay.
he had never heard of it before.
Yeah, so there's our friend of ours, and he likes to talk about some really lesser known bad movies sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we're like, oh, it's a Mike movie.
Yep. He hasn't watched this one yet, though, so I'm curious whenever he does.
He
Oh,
added
me
it to
too.
his watch list, though.
Hell yeah.
Oh
So
gosh.
let's say the most popular reviews. This one from Half a Star. Uh Ice Cube, I'm watching your stream. Why aren't you trying to laugh? Bro, that's disrespectful as shit. Stop fucking laughing, bruh.
It's just this movie was bad on so many levels.
Amazon Prime will literally save us from aliens and big government. Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
Ice
Ah!
Cube like 17 times in the movie, and it's an emoji of a
Oh,
hand emoji next to sunglasses, and then it's the taking off the sunglasses.
that's the review I was talking about
He
earlier.
yeah, he does do that several times in the movie. So he wears the glasses in the movie and he takes them off for dramatic purposes.
Okay, so I was gonna I was gonna say he's like He says a line, takes off his glasses, music plays.
It's not like he's saying it at dramatic moments, like he's saying
Mhm.
something and then dramatically takes off his
Mhm.
glasses, and then the Who starts playing.
Wait,
You know,
you guys missed this one. Shaking my head to show that I disagree with the aliens, deleting my dead wife's Facebook account.
Oh God.
I'm
this movie
crying.
wasn't released; it escaped.
Oh, this one. I'm crying, bro. Ice Cube didn't memorize a single word of the script.
They had access to $100, Getty Images, Chat GPT, and a dream.
This says
Technically, the movie came out before Chat GPT, so there's that.
this says
This wasn't AI.
typical Oscar bait.
One of the most evil movies ever made for a lot of reasons, but mostly for glorifying Microsoft Teams.
Mind you, H.G. Wells is already dead, yet this film adaptation is still the worst thing that has ever happened to him.
And other things says that 8.8 magnitude earthquake that happened today, sparking tsunamis around the world. I think it was that one in Russia a couple weeks ago. That was H.G. Wells actually turning in his grave. The worst films I've ever seen.
Oh, that's a link to that person's worst films he's ever seen list.
Oh, yeah.
And this movie is at number 1.
And
Unless it's
Dragon
like
Ball
a recent
Evolution's number
movie.
2.
Are your spy buddies doing any freaky weather experiments? He watches people, not weather.
Someone wrote, generally thought this was a continued bid from the studio. That Seth Rogen studio show.
I started watching that. I need to keep watching that.
This is how I'd be acting when I sent my friend a message 7 minutes ago and saw they were last online 6 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I think this was not a good movie. What do
No.
you think? No.
This was
Let's see.
Oh my
12
god.
minutes 12 minutes of Ice Cube stumbling around an empty office and then escalating panic almost redeems the rest of War of the World. That's a review online I saw.
Oh
So
gosh.
someone said that this was the Timu version of the Spielberg movie. Oh, now I get why there are so many reviews about how the data is the alien's food. It's because the data is the alien's food.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, to anyone listening, don't watch this movie at your own risk.
Although someone gave this a 5-star review and said, I learned a lot about computers from this film.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, so if this movie does not sweep the Razzies next year, I will shave my balls.
Yeah, it seems but like Matt, you said this wasn't the worst movie you've ever seen.
Probably not. It is the laziest one. But there's a lot of choice lines like they blew up my house, man.
Or it's you.
And then what is
It's
it?
you.
They grilled the muffin?
You bought a muffin. A muffin?
Oh my god.
Take your intergalactic asses back home. Back home.
So how do the aliens look, Matt, compared to the older world or the War of the Worlds versions?
They barely looked. I don't know. I
Oh.
don't even remember.
Just really bad CGI.
I got 2
mostly
reviews
their
to read.
tripods are bad CGI. Yeah.
I got a couple reviews to read, and then I think we'll wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Data, you understand, is the aliens' food. They eat it up like spaghetti. Data. They cry as they nosh on your smartphone. To them, a thumb drive is but a Snickers bar, and a 5G network is a Michelin star restaurant.
That's a good one.
This and the new Naked Gun releasing on the same weekend shows that the comedy genre is coming back and better than ever. I'm not sure which one is funnier, but I'm glad I got to see this renaissance live.
So I will say their official tagline for the movie is "It's worse than you think."
Which is what this movie is.
Yeah,
It's
it's worse
ironic,
than you
isn't
think.
it?
It is, yes.
Oh, and the amount of zoom ins in this shit ass movie is unfucking believable. And it's the ugliest CGI that this guy's ever seen. The aliens are so bad. So what's this movie? Just watch. I don't know. Just go see like Fantastic Four or Superman or watch That's My Boy for all I care.
Oh, I wouldn't do that to people. What should I end this on? Basically, Amazon saved the world. What do you expect? I don't know.
I think this is a good place to end it.
If they didn't want aliens, if we showed this movie to aliens, they probably wouldn't invade us.
Yeah, because they
Nah,
probably think that's how the world really is.
Nah, they'd blow up the planet.
They would
This
think this is your
This
art.
is what you make for art?
Yeah, this is your art that you make as
This is
as
your
a
art?
human race.
Yeah, they'd be
aliens.
like, okay,
Yeah.
you may fire when ready.
And again, it's you. It's you. How could you, man?
Move, bitch! Get out of the way.
Oh, and then just remember in this movie called The Cookout, which is also a Mike Sweeney movie, that Danny Glover plays Clarence Thomas. All right, we will end it here. Bye.